Okay, so I'm going to move this over to this bowl, cover it. You can see you got two big scobies in there, kind of. One's the child, one's the mother. Essentially, you can keep the mother if you want to, but they kind of separate pretty easily a lot of times. So this is the one that you want to continue brewing with. But then the mother you can keep as a backup. That's what I gave you. Or you can discard it. So compost, garbage, whatever you want. So after you've done that, you cover it up. Well, I suppose I'm just going to discard it because I have plenty of scobies. And then we cover it. And then I'm going to use this container to pour into my different bottles. So I'm going to transfer my kombucha tea, which is a 15-day brew at this point. A little long, but it's all right. So I'm just going to stir it up. Some people say you shouldn't use stainless steel or just wood spoons. I haven't found that to be a problem, so we'll just do this. So that's ready to go. Cover it back up to make sure that no flies get in. Fruit flies are mostly gone now, but just in case. Let's set this aside. And then I'm going to use my mango juice and a 1/4 cup in each of these containers. These are 16 ounce. You can reuse like old containers for a little while, like older, like if you bought store-bought kombucha, you can do that. I decided to make the investment and buy these swing top ones. So there's that. After these have been filled, I'll start the video back. So, okay, so now I've got all these with juice in the bottom. So now I'm just going to simply fill it up with the kombucha tea here. And I'm going to fill it right up to about there on the bottle. You don't want to fill it all the way to the top. You also don't, if you leave too much space, it won't carbonate as quickly. So it's you kind of have to just figure it out for what you're doing for each situation. So just kind of top it off. Sometimes some of them are more bubbly than others, so I'm just gonna stop right about there. And then move on to the next one. Seal it off. And then do the rest of them. Okay, so they've all been filled now, and one thing to note is that you should leave some kombucha tea left in for the next batch. You don't want to empty it completely. It makes your brew cycle a lot longer, and it takes the SCOBY a lot more time to get up to being fully fermented with the tea and stuff like that. So I do recommend labeling your containers somehow as to what day you bottled it. So I just use a Sharpie on the container, and today is the 28th, so I just write 11.28 like that, and then it just helps me keep track of how many days it's been fermenting for carbonation and flavor. So after you have them all bottled and ready to go, they need to sit for somewhere between a day and 3 or 4 days. It really depends on the amount of sugar content in the fruit juice or in the fruit or in the sugar, whatever you decide to do. Basically, the second ferment needs a little bit of sugar in order for the yeast in the culture to carbonate the beverage. So that's the only, you could drink the kombucha tea just with the primary ferment and it'll still be beneficial for you, just not quite as tasty and fun as adding flavors. So you just kind of take all your bottles, I put them up in a cabinet up here out of the sun. Kombucha stuff does not like direct sunlight. So I'm just gonna do that with all of these. think with the mango stuff, it's usually like a day or two, and then I'll check them by just kind of slowly opening the bottle to see if it's too carbonated or not carbonated enough. But as soon as you refrigerate it, it'll stop carbonating and become dormant. The probiotics and the culture will still be alive, but it'll stop fermenting inside the bottle. So one last little thing, I do stir them up a little bit. I just turn it upside down and give it a quick stir, just so it's all kind of the same throughout. That's all.